back to 29andBaking. This is episode 5. 29andBaking is me learning how to bake and one recipe at a time. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't. And today we are making some zucchini bread. I've been doing some thinking. So my lemon crinkle cookies turned out really flat, and my marble cake was a little off too, and I've been trying to brainstorm and figure out what's been happening, and I think it's maybe a couple of things. One, there's a possibility that my baking soda and or baking powder might have been expired. I mean, I know it's like should only be open for so many months before you just kind of have to toss it because it doesn't do its job anymore, so that might explain a little bit of why my cookies were flat. And then I was also reading another cookie recipe on the old internet, and it said in the comment section, somebody commented like, oh my gosh, like my cookies turned out flat. I was like, hey, that's what happened to my lemon cookies. And the creator of that recipe said, you may have just not added enough flour, because apparently flour adds structure to the lift. So I'm thinking maybe I've been measuring flour wrong. I've been just taking a spoon and scooping it into the measuring cup and then leveling it off with a butter knife. But this time I tried scooping the flour straight from the container and then leveling it off, so I'll see if that helps. I'm thinking maybe there might be some gaps whenever I'm scooping it in with a spoon. And I also got some new baking soda and baking powder. I don't know how much you're going to be able to tell in the zucchini bread, whether it makes a difference today. But of course I will later whenever I remake the lemon crinkle cookies, which I will do soon. So yes, today, making zucchini bread. I love zucchini bread. And I have everything measured out and ready to go. I'm going to show you what all I have. Here are all of our ingredients for zucchini bread. Look how organized, I know. So we're going to start with, I'm holding my recipe. I'm just going to see if I can read them off to you. So up here, this is 3 cups of flour, measured a different way. This is 1 cup of brown sugar, and then secretly underneath there is 1 cup of white sugar because they go in at the same time. This is 1 cup of vegetable oil, and we've got 3 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 eggs. Ooh, how much is this? This is nutmeg and this is cinnamon. 1 teaspoon and 3 teaspoons, which I thought was kind of a lot, but I'm gonna trust it. Over here we have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I have 2 cups of grated zucchini. It's just on top of this towel over a bowl because you're supposed to drain out the excess water, so I thought I would get that prepared. This is I think they call these flour bag towels. It doesn't have lint, it's lint free. In the recipe it said to add 2 cups of grated zucchini or more, and she noted that she always adds in more, and we all know how not well I do with ambiguity when it comes to recipes, so I was like, what does that mean? So I just did 2 generous cups. Basically I had 1 zucchini that was probably like 9 or 10 I would say inches long, and that was probably 9 or 10 inches long. I'm so immature, I'm sorry. And I just grated that, and it happened to be a little bit more than 2 cups, so I was like, I'm just gonna use that. And then here I have 2 prepared 8x4 inch loaf pans and a proper whisk. Look at that. It's a very special addition to the baking family. So I'm going to put you back where you can see what's happening. We're gonna start baking. I also should have said 2 more things that I mentioned. I'm sure you saw it, that these were my usual buttered and floured, the 2 loaf pans. And then the oven is preheating at 325 too. All right, the first step is to mix our flour and salt, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and nutmeg all together in a bowl. So I'm going to legitimately whisk those together. This feels great. These 18 different pieces of metal definitely mix more efficiently than just 3 prongs on my old whisk. If any of you saw my old whisk. He was small, but he was mighty. Don't know why I chose a shallow bowl for this, but I did. Okay, so those are whisked together. Next, we're going to beat together our oil, only 1 cup of oil, and also our vanilla, as well as our eggs. These are at room temperature. And our 2 different types of sugar. I'm gonna beat all that together. Now by beat, I'm not sure, let me move this. Sorry, this is a pie crust recipe for when I get around to that. Oh, sorry, just a talking mouth. So it says to beat all these together. I'm just gonna use my whisk and my arm to beat it. I'm not sure if I'm meant to use like an electric mixer or something like that. It doesn't seem like it would be necessary really, because it doesn't say that we're creaming anything, so we're not creating that light fluffy texture. So I'm just gonna mix it, beat it with my human muscles. Mix it until there are no lumps. Maybe that's why. Maybe it can get lumpy if you don't use electricity. Nah, I don't believe in electricity. Alright, I think that seems mixed enough. There are a couple lumps of brown sugar in here, but I'm just going to leave them. They're small. I don't think it's going to affect anything. And then, now we just need to add in our... It's always so weird when I can hear my neighbors right outside my door. It's like right there, basically. Oop, right there. I'm sure they can hear me. These aren't very thick walls. Okay, I heard footsteps down the stairs, so it's fine. You can just shut off my social anxiety a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna add in all my dry ingredients now. Put those in here. I'm doing it all at once, I guess. And I'm going to whisk it, I guess. Whisk it all together for now. I feel like anytime I try to use a whisk for this step, it just gets stuck in the top of the whisk. And then I end up switching to a rubber spatula. Oh man, it's getting everywhere. Okay, yep. I'm already annoyed. One moment. Let's try this tool. Oh, it's just so satisfying being able to get all of it off of the edge. Wonder what they did before rubber spatulas. Maybe they had to use their hands. I think that looks good. I don't want to... I did wash my hands. I don't want to over mix, so I'm gonna leave that how it is. Now I need to do my zucchini. Do the zucchini thing. Dry out the zucchini. Pull this all together. Squeeze it out. Squeeze out as much water as possible. Ah. So I have kind of a funny story about zucchini. Whenever I was a kid, my mom and I were playing hangman, and I think the category was food or something like that, and I was really young, maybe 9, 10, 11, somewhere in that range. But I remember sitting there and trying to figure out how to spell the word that I wanted to play with, but I was having trouble figuring it out, and I said something out loud, something along the lines of, oh, I really want to use this word, but I'm not 100% sure how to spell it. And mind you, I hadn't said it out loud yet, which, what would be the point of that? Then she would just win. But I hadn't said it out loud, and all of a sudden my mom looked at me and she was like, no, she was like, you definitely don't know how to spell it because I don't know how to spell it either. And I just looked at her and I was like, what? And she was like, it's zucchini, right? And I was like, what? Yeah, it is. And it was really weird. And it's a true story. I don't understand how it happened, but it did. And now every time I spell the word zucchini, I think about that. But I think it's Zucchini. In case you're wondering. And this is hopefully some very dry Zucchini. Such a weird story. I feel like anyone in the world, my friends, whoever's watching this, please don't think I'm weird. Please don't think I'm crazy. It did happen. I don't know. Now I need to add my dry zucchini to my bread batter. Get it all in there. It's very pretty with the green added in. I'm trying to be relatively gentle while mixing it. Same reason as always. Over mixing is bad. That was my iBaker voice. Zucchini. Hopefully that's the correct way to spell it. I'm going to be really embarrassed if it's not. Okay, next step is to transfer this zucchini batter to my 2 prepared loaf pans. So I'm going to do that, and then I will show you what it looks like in its vessels. Here are our 2 loaf pans of zucchini bread batter. I tried to make them as even as possible. This one definitely feels heavier. Maybe he'll need to bake longer. And I just kind of I poured it in and then pushed the batter to the edges with my spatula. Now it's time to bake it. It does say in the recipe to bake anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes, but in the recipe it says you can either use 2 larger loaf pans like this or 6 mini loaf pans. I just have these. Okay, truth be told, I just went and bought these. Because who has 2 loaf pans? Like, is that a common thing? That I don't have 2 of any kind of pan, except now 2 loaf pans. But you can either do this way, 6 mini loaf pans. Since I'm doing it this way, they'll be larger, and so they will take longer to bake. And it did say that it takes about 55 minutes normally for the larger size pans. So I think I'm gonna start at, I'll start at 50 minutes, especially because this one seems a little bit lighter, and check on it then. I might just give it a little tap in the middle, see how I feel. So what I will do is put these in the oven, start my timer, do some cleaning up, obviously that needs to happen, and I will talk with you once it is at the 50-minute mark, and we will see what's going on with our loaves. Okay. Hello. It smells really good in here. It smells like fall, kind of. It has been 50 minutes, so I'm going to check on our loaves of bread. One moment. My hideous oven mitt, I don't even want to show you. Look at those. They look great. Definitely don't think they're done though. I can see that they are pretty good. I am going to check this one though, just to see. Ooh. Ooh. Looks a little wet still. I think I might just give these I'm just gonna give these the last 5 minutes, I think, because I don't feel like it's gonna hurt. So I will check back in with you guys in 5 more minutes. Just kidding, I went ahead and changed my mind and took out the smaller loaf just in case, because I have 2 loaves. What's it gonna hurt to go ahead and pull one out now, and then I'm gonna leave the other one in for the final 5 minutes and just see what the difference is. I'm interested to see how that turns out, but this one is smaller, and on the knife I got to looking at it, and it's definitely, there's a little bit of texture, like it picked up some wet batter, but it might even just be a little bit of, I don't know, I thought maybe it might have been steam, but we will see once it cools. Each loaf does need to cool for 20 minutes, and then you take them out of the pan and let them cool completely after that. Both of my loaves are out. You see, I hate when I do this, because I can't flip it around while I'm filming. I have to stop it, like I'm going to do now. Then I have to flip it around so I can show you. But here are both of our loaves out of the oven. They will cool for 20 minutes. And after that, I will release them from their pans. And I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Okay, these have been cooling for 20 minutes, so now it's time to turn them out of the loaf pans. I've come up with this sheet pan. My plan is to just flip them over and flip them onto the sheet pan and then turn them right side up so that it is top up. Hopefully they come out. Ah, look, it did. I'm so excited. Look at them. 2 loaves. Looking good. Hopefully they taste good. I still need to let them cool the rest of the way before I cut into them, or so it says. I really want to go ahead and do it, so I might do that. Should I? They don't feel that warm. I don't think they're going to fall apart on me. I'm gonna do it. Welcome back to the tasting room. We have today's special guest, zucchini bread. And whenever I was slicing into it, I'm so sorry I didn't film it, I should have. It was really cool because the knife just kind of like slid through. I barely even had to apply any pressure. So let's see if I can show you up close. Looks like zucchini bread, little flecks of green throughout. I don't know, I think this texture looks okay. Let's have a taste. Oh yeah, it tastes like zucchini bread. I like it though. The edges got, the top and the sides got really crispy. Yeah, you know what, I think it's really good. It is good. I probably would like to add more zucchini next time I make it, just like load it up with zucchini. And this is also the edge piece too, so I don't know if that maybe has something to do with it. Probably the closer I get to the middle, maybe there will be more zucchini, but I do like it. It's definitely better than marble cake, better than the lemon cookies. I'll give this one a 7.7 out of 10. It just tastes nice. It has the nice kind of brown sugar, molasses flavor. Needs more zucchini, but that's okay. It's still really good. What did I say? 7.7? 7.7. I like it. And by the way, this is the one that I baked for 5 minutes less. So I might go ahead and try the one that I baked for 5 minutes longer. I'm a little nervous because that one was already like, it was already not crazy moist. So let's see what the other loaf tastes like once I'm back. So this is the heel of the loaf that was baked longer. Looks the same. See how it tastes? Feels the same. Yeah, I think 50 minutes would have been fine. Between 50 and 55. It's not bad though. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I do really like it and I'm proud. I think quick breads are one of the more easy recipes. So I seem to be doing great with the easy recipes. Hopefully one of these days I will be able to complete a more complicated one and feel good about it in the end. For this, I do like it. I will eat it. It won't be in the trash. I think this is one of my favorite things I've ever made. Yeah, alright. Well, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Is there anything that you think I should bake? And if you have any tips, please leave them below. I will take all the baking tips all the time. Thank you. Bye.